From Fox 55 Sports, this is The Locker Room.
Hey, good evening, everyone, or good morning, whichever you want to call it right now. And
Locker Room After Dark, baby.
Locker Room After Dark. Welcome inside a late edition of The Locker Room. Thanks for staying up with us. That's my man, Peter Hood. My name is Justin Prince. Pete, it's playoff time for high school football teams here in the Hoosier State.
Yeah, word to Jim Mora. If you don't know who that is, kids, Google him if there are any kids still up at this late hour. Win or go home from here on out. Classes 5A and 6A, they're off till next week, but everyone else was in action tonight. And we begin, Jay Prince, with a first-round sectional showdown in Turtletown, home of the Magic Wand.
Let's head there now. 10th-ranked Churubusco hosting number 3 Southwood in the Locker Room's Game of the Week. This game would be a dogfight back and forth the entire way. Let's pick it up in the third quarter. Southwood leading 14-12. Second half starts with a series of follies. Busco's Sam Wood drops back in the pocket looking for a receiver, but it's tipped and Carson Rich picks it off. Ensuing drive, Alex Farr calls his own number, but the ball stripped. Busco would recover. Offense for either team wouldn't get going until the fourth again. Farr finds Carson Heath on the slant across the middle.
That's an interception.
That's also an interception.
I think we saw that one earlier. Here's the slant, I think.
Here's the slant.
There we go.
There's the slant. And then, next, a little bit later in the drive.
Loving it.
Indeed. Gabe Lloyd, he's going to pound the ball in from 3 yards out to secure the win for the Knights. They move on the 21-12 victory.
We just kept playing and playing hard, and this is the fruits of your labor. We start this thing in June 1st, and we go all the way through our lifting weights, and we're scrimmaging and practicing and stuff. So I'm proud of our kids. This was a great atmosphere, a great place to play tonight.
I took a bunch of the senior leadership, and we got it done.
Moves on to face Northfield. Northfield winners by 13 over Triton tonight, 21-8.
Hope the Knights got a magic burger on their way out of town.
I hope so,
they
too.
earned it tonight. On the bottom half of the sectional 44 bracket, 4th-ranked Adams Central hosting Caston, and this was not a fair fight. Comets come in, Comets with a C, by the way, not a K. 0-9 on the season coming in. They're down 34-0 at half, and it only got worse. Dalton Gerber gets a big chunk on first down. Very next play, the give goes to Alex Curry this time, and Curry's going to go ahead and cook the entire Caston defense on his way to an easy touchdown. You see the score, makes it 41-0 Flying Jets, just 41 seconds into the third quarter, so time for a running clock and time for the AC defense to make a play. That's Chance Lehman coming up with the INT. Adams Central cruises to the 48-8 win. So who will they move on to play next week? We got your answer right here. It's North Miami winning a shootout over Fremont tonight, 51-38, your final.
Elsewhere in Class 1A, the juggernaut that is South Adams keeps rolling. They beat Tri-Central 49-7.
I don't think they're going to stop anytime soon either.
I don't think so either. And they get a rematch from earlier in the season with Monroe Central. They top Southern Wells 43-7.
That'll be a good one. Heading to Bluffton as we bump up to Class 2A now. Brent Kunkel and the Tigers playing host to Fairfield. Falcons up 6-0 when we pick this one up in the second. Bluffton backed up on their own goal line. Hayden Nern sacked. Looked like a safety, but they mark him down on the 1-yard line. Not an ideal situation for Coach Kunks, but on third down, Nern completes the pass over the middle to Caden Gerber. That gets him out to about the 20. Couple plays later, Nern airing it out again. This time he drops a dime to Robert Malcolm, and there is nothing but turf in front of that young man. 2 plays, 99 yards, and a touchdown. It's easy as 1, 2, 3, Jay Prince. Tigers take a 7-6 lead, but that would turn out to be their only score of the night. All Falcons in the second half. Fairfield, what a story this program's been this year. They go on to win 27-7. Elsewhere in that bracket, Prairie Heights beats Whitco tonight, 44-23. So a heck of a showing for the NECC. That's the Fremont North Miami game. Prairie Heights beat Whitco 44-23, the final score there. So it'll be Prairie Heights and Fairfield next week.
All right. On to Class 2A we go. Sectional 35 at Lures, Bishop Lures. taking on Central Noble. We've got under 5 to go until half. Can we get the video?
I hear it.
I hear it as well.
We just don't see it yet.
We're having some troubles, it sounds like, with the video server.
Hey,
Here we go. Lures on offense.
Somebody's carrying the ball.
Ramon Anderson takes the handoff. And there he goes. Breaks a couple tackles. 69 yards later, he's got a reservation for 6, and the Knights go up 10. They'd force another 3 and out, and then once again, first play after a punt, Carson Clark. Well, he doesn't like what he sees, and he's going to pull it down. And he gone. Down the sideline, 52 yards for the tutty. Lures goes up 17 at recess. They break things open late, and they move on with the 45-0 victory.
So the Knights will take on the winner of this game next week. It's Woodland hosting Eastside out in Woodburn. Scoreless when we pick this one up first quarter. Here come the Warriors. Ben Reedy. How about the spiral on this football? Beautifully done. Woo! David Bischoff. Go up and get it, young fellow. Warriors in the red zone later in the drive. Sherwood Haydock, he says, hey, man, 4th down, we're going for it. We're not kicking a field goal. But the Blazers stand tall. Keegan Jones is stopped short. Eastside's offense couldn't get going in the first half, but their defense was excellent. Lane Kleckner here forces the fumble. Traven McKinley falls on it. This game, again, scoreless at halftime, but it's the Blazers who go on to win 21-0 your final. They'll host Lures next Friday.
Final stop in 2A comes in Bremen. Lions hosting Manchester tonight. First drive, Ethan Nunemaker finds Sam Huffman, and he flies past some Squires to put Bremen out in front 7-0. Student section, pretty happy about that. Next offensive drive, the Lions get another big play, and they'll love this one too. This time from Bryce Wagoman. I think I said that right. He navigates from the outside, back inside, and then navigates its way into the end zone. Bremen puts up 3 touchdowns and survives this one over Manchester. 21-14, your final. Elsewhere in Class 2A, Sectional 34. LaVille topping Wabash 44-21, so it'll be Bremen-LaVille next week.
So we got the kinks ironed out in part 1 of Late Night in the Locker Room, and ready for
everyone's tired.
Right, exactly.
Even our equipment.
It's been a long night. Baseball, we got to address the pace of play. That's different conversation for a later date, but yeah.
Yeah. That's it for this part of the locker room. Don't go anywhere. Class 3A, 4A still on the docket. More for you after the break.
From Fox 55 Sports, this is The Locker Room.
Welcome back inside the locker room, everyone. The kinks are worked out. Everything's better.
We think. Fingers crossed.
Yes. Pete, obviously our game of the week took us to 1A. 2A, they had some pretty good matchups as well.
Yeah.
But 4A and 3A, plenty of fantastic games there, too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we got regular season non-conference rematches, conference crossovers, and conference rematches on tap. And one of those comes from the NE8 with Columbia City taking on DeKalb in what was a really good game in the regular season.
Yeah, DeKalb took that matchup just a few weeks back. Barron's at home this time, and it was a back-and-forth affair in this one, too. First quarter, late on their first drive, C-City's Greg Bolt keeps the ball, bolts for the first down marker.
Kid can play, man.
Yeah, he really can. He get there and some, scrambling for 16. And then a few plays later, Bolt finds T.J. Bedwell streaking across the middle. He makes his way into the end zone for the touchdown. Extra point, no good, but the Eagles still go up 6. Next drive, Barons would dink and dunk their way down the field. It's the Evan-to-Evan connection. Evan Eschbach finds Evan Snyder. That's a good chunk of yards and a first down. And then Tanner Jack gets his number called. He scrambles into the end zone to bring things square at the end of the first quarter. This one ends, though, with the Barons moving on 29-14. And the Barons get another NE8 rematch. They'll take on East Noble next week. The Knights downing Northridge 42-21.
You sound like you need a drink of water. On the bottom half of the bracket, it's Leo hosting Angola. These two teams met in week 2. Lions dominated, but the Hornets come out buzzing tonight. Purdue commit Ryan Brandt takes the jet sweep there for the first down. Later on that drive, 4th and goal. Yeah, get that drink of water, Jay Prince. Tucker Hasselman to Antonio Lavanos for the touchdown. Angola grabs the early 7-0 lead, but Lions come roaring back. Peyton Wall straight up the gut, 50 yards to the house. He brushed for a $170 tonight as Leo moves on with a 21-16 win. So The Lions move on to face a very good Northwood team who was all over Wawasee tonight, 49-3. The Panthers win that one, so it'll be Northwood versus Leo next Friday.
On to Sectional 20 we go. Roosevelt, Northfleet, and Southside hosting Huntington North. And he's got it like this. Early second half, Archer's down 1. Dylan Jackson, the nice INT. He's headed the other way for 6. Southside takes the 12-7 lead, and when you get a pick 6, you get the gold shoulder pads.
Everybody's got one of those now.
Right? Late in the quarter, still a 5-point, excuse me. Yeah, late in the quarter, still a 5-point game. Southside punting. Javarius Jones can't handle the snap. Huntington falls on it on the 1-yard line. 2 plays later, Reed Johnson punches it in. QB sneak. Vikings retake the lead. It's 13-12. Turnovers would be a big part of this game. Next Southside drive, Matthew Klein, the big interception as well. That would end up resulting in a field goal. Vikings go up 16-12. Plenty of scoring from there. They advance with the 37-20 victory. So Huntington North moves on, and they will host Ole Miss next weekend. Mississinewa taking down Delta tonight 17-7. Elsewhere in Sectional 20, New Haven all over Jay County 47-7. Marion handing Wayne their 10th straight loss of the year, 48-19. That sets up a matchup between Marion and New Haven next week at Young Stadium for a sectional semifinal.
Should be a good one there. To Class 3A now, and we begin with Belmont traveling to Ossian to take on Norwell. It was 31-0 Knights when these two teams met in the regular season, and this one didn't go much better for the Braves. Max Ringer giving his team a 7-0 lead on that short touchdown run. Very next possession for the Knights, gonna let Eli Riley air it out one time. Why not? Isaiah Breggy makes the grab, brought down inside the 5-yard line, and then a few plays later, you can ring up another score for Mr. Ringer. This time he dives in from 1 yard out on 4th down. Norwell jumps out to a 14-0 lead in the first quarter. Knights roll from there, 49-0, your final. So this should be interesting next week. Norwell at Concordia. This was, one of those games where we thought, all right, maybe it could be competitive. Cadets on top of Mechanical, 42-21 tonight.
Other side of that bracket, 1-8 Heritage at home hosting winless Northwestern. First quarter, no score. Patriots moving the ball. Parker Tracy, he's going to complete to Dalton White in the flat. That's first down yardage, but the Patriots would turn the ball over on downs. They would get the ball right back, though. Bo Bosler, he's going to force the fumble. Gage Pritchard, he falls on it, and the Patriots take over. But again, they can do nothing with it. Later on, Northwestern's knocking on the door, but fortune favors Heritage. Once again, Jake Martin fumbles the handoff. Will Lockwood jumps on it. Patriots take over, but not a lot of room to work with. The Tigers pounce. Bodie Henry makes the tackle in the end zone. Clap the hands. That's a safety. Northwestern led 8-0 at half, but Heritage rallies in the second to move on with a 29-8 victory. So they will move on to face Peru. Peru topping Oak Hill tonight, 24-20.
On to Sectional 20. Garrett traveling to face the always tough Jimtown Jimmies tonight. And pick this one up. Jimtown already up big. Clay Campbell fakes the handoff, barrels his way in. Jimmies go up 19-0 after a missed extra point. After getting a stop on defense, here comes Jimtown again. Cole Thompson around the edge. Make it 25-0 Jimtown. They go for 2. Clay Campbell looking to pass. Instead, he tucks and runs and trucks the defender on his way to the end zone. Jimtown rolls 30-7, the final.
So Jimtown gets the winner of a great opening night matchup. South Bend, Washington, 6-3 under first-year head coach Todd Stamich. Tonight, they welcome 6-3 Tippy Valley to School Field after a scoreless first quarter. Tippy takes the lead. Dakota Gaff taught the toss and finish a long drive, 7-0 Vikings. Washington answers on its next possession. They give it to Deontay Williams on the counter. The senior shows off his speed. That's a 27-yard touchdown run. PAT no good, so it's 7-6. And then late in the half, Tippy's going to get a score. Once again, Gaff has his second TD of the night. They lead 13-6. Washington would march into the red zone, and on the final play of the half, Kenyon Grant, a perfect pass to Syer Agnew, brings it in for the touchdown.
Catch.
Washington takes a 14-13 lead into recess, but Tippy Valley comes back to win. 19-14. Congrats to Coach Moriarty.
How about that? Good for them.
Elsewhere in that sectional, West Noble topping John Glenn 26-0 to set up a date with Mishawaka Marion next week. They were all over Lakeland 60-0.
That will be a good one. Two teams ranked top 10 in Class 3A. And finally, play of the night takes us back to Bluffton. A beautiful ball here, as you saw earlier, from Hayden Nern, and Robert Malcolm makes a play on it. 83 yards later, it's a touchdown for the Tigers. Unfortunately, that was their only score of the night, but it was a good one as they fall to Fairfield 27-7. Still a pretty good season for Coach Kunkel and company.
No doubt about it.